Hey, I'm Jamey with Stonemaier Games, and today I'm going to talk about my favorite mechanism in a game that I tried recently for the first time, Fiction. Fiction is a word game, and word games, I must admit, it's not that they're not up my alley, it's that I'm not very good at them. Um, Typically, when I have word games, like in this game, all the words are 5 letters, and if I get caught thinking about a certain letter, I will just think over and over again, start making up words that have that letter. But this game gets around that predisposition for me to generally avoid word games, honestly, because it's one versus many. I haven't played as the one yet, just as the many. The one is really not giving much information at all. They are just playing kind of a Wordle style game where they are telling players which letters are correct, which letters are in the correct slot, and which letters are correct but in the wrong slot, and which letters aren't correct at all. With a little twist being that they must lie about one of those things. So, for example, our first guess, just out of the blue, was sadly. We just chose a word that had some common letters in it, and you can see that the what are they called? The clue giver has a name. The librarian is their name because they're lying. They claimed that the A was correct and in the correct slot. The S, the D, and the L were all incorrect and weren't anywhere in this word, and that the Y was in this word, but was in the incorrect slot. But they must lie about one of those things. So they could be lying about, say, the D. The D could be actually in this word. It could be in that slot, and they're lying about it. Or they could be lying about the Y. Maybe the Y is not in this word at all, or it is in this word. It's in the correct slot. They have to lie about one of these things, which adds an interesting twist to the game. It makes it more difficult, honestly, quite a bit more difficult. The game does give players a little bit of an out, and I do like this out in that I believe 3 times over the course of the game, the players can ask the librarian if one of the letters in the current word is if they lied about it or if it's true. And so for this one, for example, I think we asked if this A was if the information they'd given us about that A was true, and they said yes, it is true. If you can catch them in a lie, it's really helpful because then you know what they were lying about. If they were lying consistently, they were lying about different things for these different words. But overall, I think the mechanism that I really like about this game that made me open to playing it more than once, honestly, nothing to do with the game, but more to do with how I deal with word games, is that I was on a team. People weren't relying on me, which was really nice. It wasn't on me to be clever and think of a clever word. It was just on me to maybe throw out some ideas, to try to think about it, and when possible, I had some suggestions. But the pressure wasn't on me to do so. I could sit back and relax and be on the team if I wanted to. So I really liked that the game was designed that way. That was an intentional choice I think in the design, that the pressure isn't on each player individually, but on the players as a team. Also, I think the components are really helpful. These are whiteboard tiles, whiteboard mats or tiles, where you're writing on them. And that's where the librarian is telling you if you're true or false. And the librarian uses tokens to do that. And you can see the progression. Like we started with sadly, then we went to raspy, then we went to march, then we went to swarm. I can't remember if swarm was the final word or if we kept on going after that. But yeah, we had this progression where you can look back to see what has already happened. It's easy to write on these tiles. Components were top notch for what this game was aiming for. So yeah, but overall, the mechanism, the simple choice of playing as a team, I think really helped. This game could have made a different choice there. Could have made each player competing against each other, but they didn't. They made it one versus many, and I think that really helped the game, especially for players like me, who typically don't play word games. I'd love to hear what you think. If you've played Fiction or if you've played games like this that maybe take pressure off individuals by putting them on a team or in a group or fully cooperative, I'd love to hear your thoughts about that in the comments below. Thanks.